What happened? Yes, we are live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of NTAP Presents Campus Care Panel Discussions, an exclusive platform where the stalwarts of education come on board and discuss their viewpoints on crucial and burning topics of the day. Our topic for discussion today is on experiential learning and how we can leverage technology for interactive and engaging learning. So I have with me extremely knowledgeable panel with us. They've been having some lovely discussions off the record. So now I would, like them to introduce themselves. First, I have Sashi ma'am. Ma'am, if you could just introduce yourself.
Shashi Vidawat from Saraswati Vidyalaya, school principal of Saraswati Vidyalaya, senior
Right.
secondary school for girls.
And a
In
school which was started by Sarojini Naidu.
Saraswati. Yes.
And during when I was fiddling with my laptop or desktop, I could understand that ma'am, is the principal of a school which is led by the leading ladies.
Yes.
So all the women part to her.
Thank you.
All right. Now, the next guest we have is Azhar sir. Azhar sir, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Mohammad Azhar and I'm from Chennai. I am the founder principal of Knowledge Academy School, Chennai.
Thank you so much for coming, sir. Next up,
Okay.
our next guest is Nanda ma'am. Nanda ma'am, if you could please introduce yourself.
Yes, good evening everyone. I'm Nanda Sharma from Vice Principal from Surajkund International School, Faridabad. The school is situated nearby a Surajkund Craft Mela that is quite famous.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. And last but not the least, I have Vibha ma'am from she's gonna tell you where she's from.
So, Namaskar and a very good evening, everyone. This is Vibha Khosla, Principal Sri Ram Global School, Delhi West. We are carrying forward the legacy of Lala Sri Ramji, the same from LSR and SRCC. And I'm a constant learner here to get something more from everybody today. Looking forward. Thank
Thank,
you.
thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you so much, everybody, for taking time out of your valuable schedule to be on board for this webinar. We hope to keep it short and simple and crisp. So, very quickly, my first question would be, or my audience would love to know, that how can technology be used to enhance experiential learning experiences in the classroom? And this question I would direct to Shashi ma'am.
See, nowadays that as we were talking about it, that technology has taken over each and every place. So that empowers the educator to use it efficiently for the training the students in a different way, altogether different way. And technology is what we have got in hand now after COVID. I think it is the best part that we can use it not only for imparting, for assessment, for other things, for getting the feedback, even for improving the students, those who are slow learners, by giving them various types of uh, uh, lesson plans. And the teacher can incorporate their lesson plans in according to the need of the child. So there are lots of in the physical classroom, sometimes it is not possible for teacher to bring a change, but by when we are talking about technology, there are lots of things like we are using it right now. Even the students who are not able to join the school physically, that they can be approved. So there are lots of advantages of the technology in the experiential learning.
Right. Uh, Thank you so much, ma'am, for that explanation. I'm sure it helped my viewers. Next up, I wanted to have a conversation with Azhar sir, but I guess there is some issue with his, I guess technology only. So not a problem. I'll redirect my question to Vibha ma'am. Vibha ma'am, according to you, how much role does digital content play when it comes to experiential learning?
Okay. So, digital content plays a role, definitely plays a very important role. when it comes to experiential learning, but it also depends how the teacher or the facilitator is going to use it.
Mm.
See, there are certain guidelines which are there. Nowadays, we've got gamification, we've got lot of virtual reality, we've got augmented reality, we've got a lot of 3D images and content which is being shown, and children learn a lot. If I go back to our times also, we used to play those video games. Today, children are doing a lot of that work, and when we are doing it, we are getting a feel of the real life.
Mm.
So, if this digital content is given to the students by the facilitator in an appropriate manner, then I think this is one of the best ways of teaching today, because today's learners' attention span is less. They want more. They want their, all their senses to be involved. And when we're talking about experiential learning, and after showing the digital content, the reflective learning could be done, but the learner could be engaged. And if the learner is engaged productively and the learner is hooked on to what we are trying to teach the learner, so we are actually holding the hands of the learner and going their way and then taking them our way. So, digital content for experiential learning is an excellent way, provided it is within certain norms.
Right. And ma'am, can you cite some examples for the same? Like, how can an experienced teacher or maybe tech savvy teacher can actually use that in practical sense?
Okay, so suppose we have to tell them, we have to teach them any basic concept, and that concept is there on the screen, right?
Mm.
And when it's on the screen simultaneously, we are giving it to the children. Either we give it to them individually with tabs, or we are showing it to them through the smart boards. If we're doing it to the tabs, then it becomes even better because it is in an adaptive mode, because I may be a slow learner. Other, peer group that I have may be very, very fast learners. And I will feel really timid in front of the other students when the digital content is being played and when it is given to me. So I can do it at my own speed. Then the assessment that we talk about, that also can be taken, reflected upon, and it can, again, the cycle can be started. So that way, when we talk about the digital content being used, so I mean, if you talk about examples, there are various examples. We are showing them how a heart works, right? You show them how a heart is in the book, and you show them how the heart is pumping naturally, and how with the blood is going throughout the body, the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood, how it's going in the brain. The way it's traveling in, and the children can actually feel that thing. So it is captivating their senses, it is captivating the learner, catering to the multiple intelligence theory given by Harvard Gardner. And when we talk about multiple intelligence theory, we are catering to all kind of learners. So differentiated learning, we are catering to that. Adaptive learning, we are catering to that. Experiential learning, we are catering to that. Art integration, we are catering to that. That is what NEP 2020 says. So I think it could be used in the best of capacity.
Right. Wonderfully explained, ma'am. And to be honest, I've been dwelling over this question for a while, that how can digital content be actually experiential learning? But you explained it in a beautiful manner. Um,
Yes, I truly agree with Vibha. Like, the 3D technology can be incorporated, as she said it, like when she's talking with the heart and all that. Even in the other places, like if we have to make it as some scary topic or something like that, that can be made. The teacher is able to make it very easy for the students to learn, and by going through the visual aids, and definitely what is being shown leaves an impact on the child. So that is like how the 3D and the virtual training can be given to the students. But virtual reality is incorporated through the technology.
right,
Yes.
right, exactly, ma'am. Thank you so much for again furthering the point. All right, Nanda, ma'am. According to you, how can teachers use technology to support the assessment of experiential learning activities?
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir. First, I want to just make it easy. This topic is experiential learning experiences.
So its meaning is learning through experiences, learning through doing, learning through reflection, learning through DIY. Here the DIY means do it yourself technique. So by all, the meaning of experiential learning is actually all this. So here the practical implication, practical applications, these are very important. Whatever the student is learning, if he is doing, he is performing, he is doing experiments, he is using modules. So in that way, he will learn more and more effectively. Otherwise, the quite old procedure, quite old process is not in their habit now because we have lot of resources. Even when we were studying in schools, we were studying in college. That time, resources were not, a lot of resources were not available. But now we have social media, we have digital content, we have smart classrooms, we have robotics lab, and all of our labs are integrated with artificial intelligence also. So this time we have the digital content that is already uploaded in smart classrooms. We have automatic panels also. We have LEDs also, and easily everything is available in e-content. So there, first we will take the class, and accordingly we will assess the class. We can bifurcate the students, and we have very good facility in all these e-content and automatic panels that we can send the files or folders or content to the individual students also. So this is all. That is not. That doesn't matter. Ki you are sending everything to all students, but you can bifurcate students not physically, but you can bifurcate students according to the potential, according to the caliber of the students, and there you can send particular files and particular content or homework to the students, and he will revert accordingly. And then assessment is also quite easy because in the e-content of any smart classroom, any digital classroom, after all e-content, some homework is given there. Lot of number of questions are also there. You can select a few questions you are taking class. Then within 5 minutes you can do the briefing, and then simultaneously you can make your homework. You can send the homework, and then the assessment procedure is also provided in some ERP solutions. So in through the ERP also assessment can be done easily.
मैम कौन सा ERP आप यूज कर रहे हो?
This time we are not using any ERP,
Ma'am, to be very
but
honest,
ERP solution has
I
this provision.
yeah, I know, ma'am. We provide the same systems,
Yeah.
so it's okay. But I'll give you a call to give you the solution.
So
No,
attendance and assessment, everything is available in ERP.
right, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, Azhar
So
sir.
can I just add on here?
Yes, ma'am.
Whenever we
Absolutely.
are doing experiential learning
Right.
and we say assessment, so assessment can be done there and then at that minute. It could be through polling. It could be, when we put up the questions there and we could have those answers at that minute only. So if they're sitting in their computer labs and they're using something, so we have that individualized report also that can be generated. So that's where the teacher is teaching, and during that 35 to 40 minutes period, the teacher is aware that what I have taught, the child knows or does not know. So that is the beauty of using this content along with, which is experiential, and along with knowing that whether my child has moved towards the objective and the learning outcome has been
Learning
achieved or not.
outcomes, yes.
Yeah.
Assessing the
So
learning outcomes is the biggest challenge of NEP 2020 as well. And ma'am, like you rightly suggested, we can have polling or maybe pop-up quizzes, which can come
yes.
during the digital
class,
content, which can
class
suggest us.
flow and other. It's more authentic and quick.
Right.
That's the best part is that it's more authentic. Like sometimes the chances of error is very less when you are doing it on that time only, and the teacher is able to recollect it what the child has performed.
All
So the
right.
facilitator is at his, I mean her toes. They know that there is going to be a quiz that's going to come up. Children are intrigued and they know ab kuch aayega. I have to answer this. So I should know this. I should listen carefully. So that engagement is there. Once the engagement is there, definitely the transformation will come. So evaluation would be productive and we'll be closer to the learning outcome that we are wanting to achieve.
Right. Plus, it will
Yes,
also
ma'am,
help
I
us.
am agree with you, ma'am, because when you take the way classes in traditional way, so these are now not very effective because students are quite techno savvy.
Right.
They
Yes,
are
ma'am.
using app, they are using mobiles, they have all the digital content they have. So in that situation, if you explain anything by using smart rooms or by using screen projectors or laptops or on LEDs or by through any automatic channels, so in that situation they learn effectively, they learn well, and they take interest. Otherwise, in the traditional classroom, they can distract.
Yeah,
Right.
very true, ma'am. Very true.
And it will also help us build the recall value of this particular concept or something, because it will, people would be immediately able to relate to that. Right.
Yes,
Yes, exactly,
yes.
exactly.
All right. All right. Moving to Azhar sir. Azhar sir,
Yes.
one of the key aspects of experiential learning is not only learning by doing, but learning from SMEs, basically subject matter experts, of and based upon real life scenarios, I can say, or real world problems, or however we want to put it. So how can we, or how should a school, or how should us educators, or whatever you want to call it, we can, how do have that as a resource, ready go to resource, to have those SMEs, because that's one of a very crucial aspects.
But thanks for that question. Thanks for organizing this. So let me give an example. Today, if you want to do an Harvard course, you can do it online, which is
Right.
already available,
Right.
right? Yeah. So can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yeah. So that is very simple. Number one. Now you can bring a Harvard professor through online and through MOOCs you can do courses. Even coming to the school, for example, right now this like subject matter is one is in Daryaganj, one is in Faridabad, one is in Delhi, other part of Delhi, and I'm in deep south. Now we are getting connected. This second example, which we can, as a subject matter expert, we can collaborate and we can be a resource for the. Right. The next part is bringing in LMS, learning management system, where which will make the child self learner. As a pedagogy, independent learner is one of the goals of NEP.
Hmm.
So connecting to that, making child independent learners will this technology will help as a resource to make the child independent learners, and which is very critical in 21st century skills.
Hmm.
So for the future. So that is the second. That is the point number two. Point number three is collaboration between the student exchange program across the countries, which is happening all the way right.
Right. So I lost you in between, sir. Hello. Hello.
Right? To a lot of people, right?
Sir, I lost you there in between. Could you repeat the last part, please?
The what I'm saying is the kind of what do you call the exchange program between we can have virtual exchange programs across
Right.
across countries, across states. So that is something which is very critical. That we can be a resource for the school to collaborate between, like for example, I can collaborate with Viva's madam or Shashi madam with the students, right? So
Right.
that is one of the resources. I think these are the four resources which I see is a potential one right now, which is technology is bringing.
Exactly. And one of the key factors of NEP 2020, in under soft skills, where they've mentioned that, because I've read the entire manifesto, or maybe the policy, not manifesto, it's not a political party or something, but then I read the entire, and it talked about raising a cultural and global citizen.
Hmm.
So I guess one of the best ways to do or achieve that particular objective would be to have student exchange programs,
Exchange programs, yeah.
right? And not, and I did this. I personally achieved this as an IT company. I know it's not my forte, or it's not my job, but I provided platforms wherein I enabled schools from India or Delhi to connect with schools from Sweden.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, so sorry about that. So that was one of the best ways and the most cost-effective ways which you can online. And now the world is our playground, right? So that was the
Yes.
one thing which we could achieve. All right, my last very quick question from all of you. I only have 7 minutes left in this webinar because I want to keep it short and I want to keep it interesting. So before I let all of you leave, uh, Shashi ma'am, very quickly in 10 sentences or less, if I can, not being rude at all, with all due respect, what would be the key takeaways if we want to practically implement, experiential learning?
Definitely, that means will be a lot of help for the students if you talk about it practical utility. Like I think will be the student friendly, providing whatever the student need is, and especially I tell you when we talk about the slow learners, we say the intelligent are able to learn themselves. So I think we should talk about the students who are not able to learn or able to get the understand things easily. So for them, it is really something amazing, and it is like helping them out to come out of that taboo. Like you are not able to do it. So we are able to help them out a lot. Facilitator, and as we were said it like multiple intelligence. It incorporated everything that is being said. So we are going to cater according to the students' need.
Right. Nanda ma'am, very quickly, what would be the practical challenges? And you're on mute.
Yes. Practical challenges, only one very important point was described by the sir, that independent learner. And I was
Hmm.
just picking this word independent learner because when you provide the digital content, you are also providing all facilities, and students are also becoming independent learner. But everywhere he or she needs teacher. So whatever you are providing, even through the smart classes, through the digital content, through the automatic panels, but the teacher must be there. If teacher is not there, then there is no value. He is learning. Okay, he is watching everything. But the value is also associated with the classes, with the students. So the decorum of the class, either it is the digital class or the smart room or the robotics lab, everything is available. Even this time also, on social media, YouTube videos are available. You can learn everything through the YouTube videos also. But in this situation, when you are teaching the students, so there is a great challenge that for the students to maintain the decorum of the class and to tell them what is right and what is wrong, what should you learn and what you should not learn. So the teacher's presence is very, very, very important. Even at home, also the parents should watch their children. So
Right.
this is the biggest challenge for the students. If you provide them all facilities and leaving them independently, this is the challenge.
Right.
Here, I would like to add one more thing. The challenge will be like using it appropriately.
Yes,
There should be
yes.
a proper training of the teacher that she should know how to utilize it and how to go ahead with that. So
Ma'am, I
that
want to interrupt here. For teachers, we can give them training, but for the students, we cannot give training.
yes, that's it.
For students, we need to tell them right and wrong.
Ma'am, education is all about training, to be very honest. That's what I personally believe. But very correctly said that it's just a tool which equips a teacher. It doesn't replace a teacher. No, nobody can
Yes,
replace
yes,
a
yes.
guru. Nobody can replace a teacher. Everybody needs a teacher in their life. Absolutely correct. And last but not the least, Vibha ma'am, very quickly, what is stopping you currently, and you as in our educator, not you in person. Please don't feel offended. I don't want to
No,
offend
no.
you in any manner. But with all due respect, what is stopping our educators to practically implement experiential learning at the grassroots level?
Okay, so when you said you don't want to offend me, I will not feel offended. First of all, because I really believe in experiential learning. We do a lot of experiential
Yes,
learning,
ma'am.
right? Now, what is required today is a balance of the experiential learning. So the facilitator's role has to be to take experiential learning to be its slave. It should not become the facilitator's master. That is
Hmm.
one thing that is very, very important here. The facilitator should know how to use this kind of learning tool, and then how the children have to be taken in, and how the balance has to be maintained. Because once we start only with this learning, which is virtual, and which is in this mode, which is like more of you see with the TV and with the tabs. So already post COVID, there are health challenges. So we need to see that. I will just share a quick thing. I was looking at a picture and I was just trying to enlarge the picture, and that's the time I realized, oh my God, this is not my phone. I am looking at a real picture. So there are certain impacts that we are having. We've got so used to our phones, we want to enlarge everything, we want to see how it looks. So
Okay, so
looking at a
you were
picture also.
zooming in a real picture.
Yes, I was zooming in a real picture. Now you look at children, they have lost the habit of writing.
Yeah.
So that complete blend has to be structured, and time has to be allocated. As rightly said, that teachers, facilitators need to be trained. They have to be trained aptly so that they can use it as their slave. And this could be their hands, not that it is going on and the teacher is not bothered. That's not how it should be. It's a beautiful tool, and if we don't use it, then I think it's going to use it us. So we need to use it appropriately, and with some kind of balance. Nothing is stopping us, nothing at all of us are in for technology. We want technology to be there, and we want this experiential learning tool to be used.
Okay, very wonderfully explained. And just before I let you all go, a very short video representation of what I wanted to showcase, what I have been working, or what NTAB and what we have been working on as part of experiential learning. To those who are watching us on YouTube, it will be available after 10 seconds, so please be patient, all my lovely viewers. Uh, wait, I just lost the. Where did the video go? So actually, we have been working in a very hush hush scenario. We've been developing learning management systems, which takes care of learning, lesson planning, and everything, and which it also provides you already written templates which you can customize according to your needs. So that takes care of your assessment, and plus, we have been working on digital contents as well with the top notch educators of India. So, just for your eyes only, here it goes. So, it's a promo video which we have made, and it will just have a look at it, all of you, with all due respect. Thank you so
It
much,
was
ma'am.
Yeah,
lovely. I have a
wonderfully
few
shown,
questions here.
Shanti.
If you could help me.
Yes, ma'am.
One, the way this has been done, this is really nicely mapped up. Would like to know a little bit more about this.
That's music
Yeah.
to my ears.
Yeah, because the way this has been actually mapped, and is it mapped with the CBSE curriculum?
Ma'am, it's as per
Then,
NEP 2020. Absolutely, we have all the systems in place.
okay, so it is mapped with the CBSE curriculum. I
Yes, ma'am.
understand. Now, my next question is the books that we select and the books that you give us, or is it the books that we select and it is still mapped in a generic manner?
Ma-
So that is something that I would like to know about.
uh,
And this is the right time because we're making a choice of the books. Because
right,
I was intrigued by it. Teaching trigonometry the way it was being taught here.
right.
I was talking about the blood vessels. It was happening. The liver getting,
The
the
heart,
blinking of the
yeah,
liver.
the heart
Yeah,
as
so that
well.
was that was very nice. So I really need to know this about this a little more at the earliest, so that we could put that into the system as soon as possible.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll ask one of my team members to get in touch with you, and they'll.
I'm already in touch with Mr. Rajiv. I'm already
Uh,
in touch with Mr.
all right,
Rajiv. But
all right.
this a little more detail. I would like to actually go back and check the details.
Sure, ma'am. So what I'll do is I'll get the correct resource person. Rajiv basically takes care of sales and everything, but so I'll get a proper mentor for you who will be able to
Okay,
assist you in a much better manner.
done. I'll be grateful.
All right, no
I'll be
problem, ma'am.
grateful.
No
I am
problem.
also in touch with ERP person. So very soon in the coming session, we will try to take your ERP because
Right,
this is
ma'am.
also very important for the all technical work that we
Right, ma'am.
want to do now.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Ma'am, it makes your life very easy. ERP we are using, but we are
Hmm.
planning to shift. It really makes your life easy. Must have it.
Right, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, basically, what NTAB is trying to do, we are trying to build an ecosystem wherein we are involving ERP, where we're involving educators, and we're involving experiential learning. So, we're trying to build an ecology of all everything. And operations and finance and everything, we have already, streamlined and processed for schools. Now it's the academic parts which we want to, as I said, we are an assisting tool. We cannot replace educators, but just provide an immersive learning experience for them, if
Yeah,
with
that's
all
very
due
important.
respect. Right.
That's very
So,
important. Definitely.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
are looking forward to have a tie-up with NTAB and planning to go ahead. And definitely, as you said, it's a tool
right,
to
ma'am.
make our life easy. It's we are in 21st century, so technology has to be incorporated fully. I personally feel so.
Right,
Thank you
ma'am.
very much
Right,
for inviting us on this panel, and we are able to discuss, and not only discuss, we are able to learn from each other.
right,
That's
Yes,
very
right.
exactly.
Thank you so much, my lovely
So
educators,
thank
for
you.
coming.
Thank
Thank you
And
very
you.
much.
I
Namaskar.
hope you had a
Thank you
good
so much.
experience. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes.
Have a
Thank you.
nice
Thank
day.
you, everyone. A very good evening.
Good evening,
good.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. अरे but ये ना उस पे खत्म नहीं हुआ हैं? अरे वो क्या बुला रहे हो उसकी ऐसी की तैसी। अरे बट वो नहीं हुआ ना, खत्म नहीं हुआ। मेरे को वो रिकॉर्डिंग पे डालना है, वो वाला। ये भी उस पे चल रहा है ना पीछे। हाँ, ये बुलाना, महक को बुलाना। महक, जब तक ये खत्म ना हो, ठीक है, तब ये देख। We have been working on digital contents as well with the top-notch educators of India. So just for your eyes only, here it goes. So it's a promo video which we have made, and it will just have a look at it, all of you, with all due respect. Right. Thank you so
It
much,
was
ma'am.
lovely. I have a few questions here, if you could help me.
Yes, ma'am.
One, the way this has been done, this is really nicely mapped up. Would like to know a little bit more about this.
That's music
Yeah,
to my ears.
yeah, because the way this has been actually mapped, and is it mapped with the CBSE curriculum?
Ma'am, it's as per
Then,
NEP 2020. Absolutely, we have all the systems in place.
okay, so it is mapped with the CBSE curriculum. I understand. Now, my next question is the books that we select and the books that you give us, or is it the books that we select and it is still mapped in a generic manner?
Ma'am,
So that is something that I would like to know about.
uh,
And this is the right time because we're making a choice of the books. Because I was intrigued by it. Teaching trigonometry the way it was being taught here.
right.
I was talking about the blood vessels. It was happening. The liver getting,
The
the
heart,
blinking of the
yeah,
liver.
the heart
Yeah,
as
so
well.
that was very nice. So I really need to know this about this a little more at the earliest so that we could put that into the system as soon as possible.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll ask one of my team members to get in touch with you, and they.
I'm already in touch with Mr. Rajiv. I'm already
Uh,
in touch with Mr.
all right,
Rajiv. But
all right.
this a little more detail. I would like to actually go back and check the details.
Sure, ma'am. So what I'll do is I'll get the correct resource person. Rajiv basically takes care of sales and everything, but so I'll get a proper mentor for you who will be able to
Okay,
assist you in a much better manner.
done. I'll be grateful.
All right, no
I'll be
problem.
grateful.
I am also in touch with ERP person. So very soon in the coming session, we will try to take your ERP because
Right,
this
right,
is also very important for all technical work that
right,
we
right.
want to do now.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Ma'am, it makes your life very easy. ERP we are using, but we are planning to shift. It really makes your life easy. Must have it.
Right,
Yes.
ma'am. So, ma'am, basically, what NTAB is trying to do, we are trying to build an ecosystem wherein we are involving ERP, where we're involving educators, and we're involving experiential learning. So, we're trying to build an ecology of all, everything. And operations and finance and everything, we have already, streamlined and processed for schools. Now it's the academic parts which we want to, as I said, we are an assisting tool. We cannot replace educators, but just provide an immersive learning experience for them if
Yeah,
with
that's
all
very
due
important.
respect. Right.
That's very
So,
important. Yeah. We are looking forward to have a tie-up with Venture and we are planning to do that. And definitely, as you said, it's a tool
to make our life easy. It's we are in 21st century, so technology has to be incorporated fully. I personally feel so.
Right.
Thank you for inviting us on this panel, and we are able to discuss, and not only discuss, we are able to learn from each other.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Thank you so much, my lovely
So
educators,
thank
for
you.
coming.
Thank you very
And
much.
I hope you had a
Thank you
good
so much.
experience. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a
Thank you.
nice
Thank you,
evening.
everyone. A very good evening.
Good evening,
Yes.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. उसको खत्म नहीं हुआ। हाँ? अरे वो क्या बुला रहे हो?